Welcome to this edition of Dragon Ball Super Reviews, episode 105, Funsen Muten Roshi Inochi wo Moyasu, translated in English as A Desperate Battle, Master Roshi's Sacrifice. So this episode is all about Master Roshi, and it sucked! No, I'm just kidding. It was pretty good, actually. What I really liked about it was that it focused all on Master Roshi. The whole episode was him. There was a very nice kind of stillness to the episode, a patience to it, and Master Roshi wandering through, witnessing the fights that are going on, kind of analyzing the fighters and their techniques and everything, kind of showing off his experience and how good he is, basically. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was very well directed. I liked the music editing in this, the choices of the music, and when the music, came in and went out, it was silent when it needed to be, there was music when it needed to be. It was very well done, I think. So the episode starts out with Zeno counting, and of course he's an idiot, so he doesn't really know how to count. And then CAWAY enters with her energy weapons, which were pretty interesting. She has the giant Mario hammer, and it's very interesting how Roshi says, "Hey, you're no match for me." And I'm like, man, how has she gotten this far in the tournament with all these strong fighters, without being eliminated? So that's kind of interesting. She's interesting. So her energy weapons aren't working against Roshi. She decides to resort to her womanhood, like many other female characters in the Dragon Ball series have, like Ranfan from the first 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, using her seduction and everything, and everybody thinks that it's not going to affect Roshi because he's mastered that part of him, and he starts blushing, and it starts working on him, and he jumps at her and uses the same sound that Magetta uses or makes when he's attacking earlier on in the episode. That was pretty awesome. But then he dodges her attack, and it's the most hilarious part about this was they show Elder Kai, and he's like freaking out over this girl. Such funny stuff. And then Roshi lands and he shows off, his badass Roshi self and catches her spear with 2 fingers. I felt like he was kind of a lone wandering samurai sort of in this episode. So she eventually freaks out and eliminates herself. Then we get to the second of 3 encounters in this episode. Dercori, something like that. She enters, and this is basically the Naruto of Dragon Ball Super. And she's pretty interesting. She uses these talismans that she makes from her energy that can attack, and some can put illusions in there, so that's pretty interesting. This was a very Naruto-esque segment, being in this alternate illusion kind of world. Roshi jumps up into the center pillar and he's running along it. Really brought me back to Naruto. And really cool stuff. And Roshi makes a good point, and he says, you could be really dangerous for these other guys in our team. So, I'm not the strongest here, but I can play a vital support role in this tournament by eliminating people like you, and you are the perfect person for me to eliminate. So he uses the freaking mafuba on her ass with the bottle, and when I saw the next episode preview, last episode, I thought that this would get him eliminated because of the bottle, but it didn't. When we see Beerus and the Mouse God arguing, and then Zeno says, "It's really cool, so it's okay, I'm not going to eliminate him." There's the rules of the tournament, everybody. Whatever Zeno says. So she's eliminated. I thought she was a pretty interesting character. I liked her powers, and that's something that could kind of get past the strength barrier or the power difference in characters. Like, she might not be that physically strong or powerful, but her techniques are strong and powerful to bypass, the god level characters, possibly. And then Ganos comes in, and we finally get to see what this guy is all about. He immediately transforms because he's so mad, and he's like this bird type creature, very interesting. And he's no match for Roshi because Roshi has studied his moves. He knows his moves. You see Roshi like dodging him effortlessly, and he's using his steps because he knows Ganos' attack patterns so well already. So that was really cool, and it's really cool for Roshi's character. Like, Roshi actually got quite a bit of development in this episode. But the thing is that Ganos' quirk is that he gets stronger the longer time passes, or something like that. Whatever, he gets stronger as time goes on, and he starts getting the better of Roshi. And then what happens is what I was really hoping for was Roshi using the hypnosis technique, and it starts working on him, which was a really cool callback to, again, the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai from Dragon Ball. But Ganos is really smart here. He attacks himself to damage himself to free himself from that technique. So that was really good thinking on his part. But then we get to the major Master Roshi moment here when he thinks of his students Goku and Krillin here, and think, you students, you know, I may be the master who taught you originally, but you've taught me like so much more about breaking past your own limitations. Because he was tired after the mafuba. He seemed okay. I thought he might actually like end up dying, but we saw that that wasn't the case. But after so much fighting and stuff, he's very, very exhausted. But he brings up Goku and Krillin, mainly Goku, of bringing past, you know, getting to your limits and saying, you know what, screw my limits, I'm gonna surpass them. And this is what he does here. He powers up even though he basically has very little left, and Kamehameha's Ganos out of the ring. I really liked his speech. I do feel that, however, the Kamehameha sequence was a little bit rushed. I felt like the charging up and like the emotion and tension there could have been done a little bit better. But I understand, given that they shoved so much stuff into this episode with Roshi, but it was pretty cool anyway. So everybody's happy that he beat Ganos, but of course he broke past his limits and used up so much energy that he collapses, basically dead. Now this is where it gets really pretty emotional here. Krillin's freaking out in the grandstands. He can't do anything. He can't go back to the stage. The only person there is Goku that they show, at least. But he has his hands tied with this Hydro Man or whatever. And he's like, get the F off me, dude. So then he transports to Roshi and starts giving him the heart defibrillator, whatever you want to call it. Very emotional stuff here, because I did think that Roshi was dead, mainly because I thought that he was going to die from the mafuba, so I was half expecting it. But we all know that Dragon Ball death isn't really that big of a deal, because you have the Dragon Balls, and then I thought, oh, well, if Universe 7 wins, they can wish Roshi back with the Super Dragon Balls. But first, there's this weird blue light that comes from Goku. I don't know what that was. I had this thought in my head that maybe it was the Super Saiyan God healing ability that he was kind of transferring or something. And then it turns out Roshi is alive, so that's good. I'm glad that they had a full episode to focus on one of these smaller, lower powered characters. It was very well done, and he wasn't eliminated. That was awesome. A nice little bit of a change up there, because we see in this tournament they focus on a character and that character is eliminated. So I'm glad they're doing a really good job of kind of changing things up and keeping things feeling fresh. So yeah, I thought last episode 104 was really great, and I thought this episode was pretty fantastic as well. And next episode, it looks like the very poorly drawn episode, and focus on Gohan, Piccolo, maybe a little bit of Tien, Vegeta, and Goku. So a lot of cool stuff, and the sniper stuff seems to be pretty interesting too. I'm looking forward to that. And it looks like we have maybe a little bit of Predator kind of action, because you see they might see in heat vision or whatever. So that looks pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you have any suggestions for videos that I should do, let me know in the comments. I do my best to get at least 3 videos up per week. Look forward to those. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you later.